am back. I'm back, homies. What's up, Lunchbox Nation? I'm back. I don't know. We might not call it Lunchbox Nation, but I'm back. Yep. Let me tighten this thing up right now. I'm trying to get in here and get out in about an hour to an hour and a half. Homeboy really got a life. I really got stuff I gotta do. Honestly, real talk. Like, this is not one of those things where I sit back and I talk to the screen all day. I'm not Kai Sanat. Not yet. To all my people in YouTube, welcome.
Congratulations. Well done.
Boo, boo, boo. And to all my people over there, the booty scratchers. The booty scratchers over in Facebook. Welcome.
Oh, no.
You can come on in.
Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah. On my booty scratchers. What's up, booty scratchers? What it be like? What's up? What's up? I'm wearing this because, real talk, I got fans. And I don't want to be spotted out here in these streets. So I got to make sure I keep myself out the mix. I got too many fans. They coming from the booty scratcher nation. Yeah, booty scratchers. I got too many of y'all on me. Y'all on me because the way I think. Y'all on me because the things I say. Y'all just on. What's up, man? Can a dude just talk about life and talk about the stuff going on? Why you gotta be upset with my perspective? You know, what's up with that? See, I'm gonna take this off because we ain't gonna start the show like this. I ain't gonna run the show like this. I should run the show like this, but I ain't gonna start running the show like this. I'm gonna take this off like this. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, booty scratchers. Your boy's back. Back for another episode. I'm gonna be in and out today. That's what they always say. But I always find good stuff to talk about. Even in the midst of talking about good stuff, I always find something better to talk about. In the Facebook Booty Scratcher Nation.
Congratulations. Well done.
You guys are welcome to join in. Now, if you're watching me via Facebook and you know you out there stalking Negroes, and if you want to have a conversation, just message me. I will message you my Google Voice number so you can come on out here and we could talk and debate how you feel. I'm always open to debate. Yep. Here, I'm talking to another booty scratcher. Jump on the live. Let's talk. Or you can call me. See, people, when you tell them, and I sat back and this is just off of a post from that Epstein file. And after you look at all of this that's coming out, man, the thing I could just say is I feel like through all of this release of the Epstein files, it's just re-victimizing these victims. That's it. It's making these guys, these people out here look. Think about it. Who wants to continuously hear something that happened back in 1994, 2005? And you got booty scratchers out here. Look, I read another message from a booty scratcher. You know why I call them booty scratchers? Because they are the ones that typically scratch their booties. They smell it, and it smells good to them.
Congratulations. Well done.
They getting high on their own supply.
Oh, no.
See, I'm done with. I told him I'm done with it. And the booty scratcher keep coming. Like he said, oh, I said, yo, let's jump on here. We can have a conversation. I'm always going to invite you to let's have a conversation. I will message you the number. If you, this number I got, I don't care. Nobody even calls on it. It's a Google Voice number. I can get rid of it whenever I want to. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But booty scratcher, you can't jump. Listen, let me put my, listen, I told y'all I got fans out this bitch, bro. I told y'all I got fans out this bitch. I gotta stay low key. I gotta stay fresh as hell because Because the Fed's watching. You got to watch how you say, because them booty scratchers, they'll be like, oh, you mean ICE, right? I told you ICE is coming to get all the black people. Listen. You have all the right to be full of fear, nigga. Booty scratchers, I'm calling you out. Y'all see me live on Facebook. Y'all might as well just message me so I can give you the number and you can say what you got to say. Because at the end of the day, booty scratchers, this one said, if one of your children were victimized, blah, 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 what do you want from people? Like, what they be wanting from people? You're right, that time to move on energy. Regretting what your Messiah said. I'm saying is, what? See, he can't type either. That's typically what happens, you know? Regurgitating what your Messiah says. I don't know. My Messiah ain't say nothing about victimization of people with Epstein. My Messiah ain't say nothing about it. I'm saying it. Oh, I guess he means Trump. Bro, if you only knew. Regretting what your Messiah says, I'm saying is however long it takes for powerful people who rape babies to bring justice, or at least, I'm literally reading what he says right here. Exposed is how long it takes. There is no moving on. Oh my God. See, that's the problem. Let me tell you something. Let me pull this up right here. Let's put Bill on here. Bill! Let's put Bill on here. See, it's easy for people and all of us to say, there's no moving on. These people have trauma that they experience, but the booty scratchers say, no moving on. Go after the people who did it.
Congratulations, well done.
Listen, booty scratcher. Let me tell you something. Booty scratcher nation. I don't think any woman wants to sit back and talk about how she was victimized in the court of law. So all of you booty scratchers who want to get off on that stuff, because that's how y'all like getting off, would actually say something. Who actually wants to sit down there? Look at Bill. Then you want to hold them accountable, which I feel they should be held accountable. But you can't hold them accountable and not drag the people that have been violated through the muck. You can't hold them accountable and tell these other people, hey, should I put this on for you, booty scratcher? I'm too famous for you, Nick. No doubt. No, really, I was walking out this little store for getting my daughter some hair supplies, and this dude said, hey, he started looking. I was like, yeah, what's up? I see you on Facebook, bro. Bro, you good, man? What's up, man? I love your content. For every booty scratcher, there's a Lunchbox nation. I don't care. We'll figure out what we call it. But he show your brother love, and all I could say is, thank you. You nailed it. Back to the booty scratchers. Okay, booty scratchers. You gonna drag the women through just so that you can get the guys who got power, and you think that putting them into this court system is gonna make them do what? Pay them? You think they gonna have some level of recoup, or they gonna get recouped, or is this gonna help them because they've been dragged through? And oh, the world knows Bill Clinton. We all know Bill Clinton. Listen, if you walk into another man's house and this joker is over here on top of his fireplace, and this is the painting he got, I'm questioning the nigga that you walked in with, who up there, and then the person's house that you walking in.
Oh no!
I don't know. So what else do you want, booty scratchers? What's up? I swear, listen, leave a message, comment, say what you got to say, booty scratchers. All y'all, I'm streaming on Facebook. I'm streaming on Twitch. No, not this time. I didn't hit the Twitch button. Well, I am streaming on YouTube. Now, but I never get it from YouTube. I only get it from these booty scratchers over there on Facebook. You know, the ones that don't do nothing? The ones that don't do nothing. The losers, the men with effeminate energy. I put a post out. I said, if you troll, cuss, and what you troll, you cuss, you like to fight, and you love God, he calling you. This because he want the men. He need the men. Like he needs the people, the dudes who are real dude. He don't need y'all. He don't listen. Y'all can come. Y'all can hang around us. Maybe at the end of the day, you actually stop being a booty scratcher and stop being a victim. See, booty scratchers are victims. That's what I say. They like pleasing themselves. Come on. You know you're likey. You know you're likey. You know you're likey. Come on. I'm waiting for you, booty scratcher. Just comment. Leave a comment so you can turn around. I can call you. We can talk on the phone. We streaming live and we can talk about it. Because you want to victimize the victim. And when somebody tells you, hey, these victims being victimized, this whole release of Epstein's files didn't do anything but really hit these victims. I wouldn't want to sit back and replay some traumatizing sexual assault like that. But the booty scratchers love to do that. All you guys out there screaming, let Epstein files. We need the Epstein files. Listen, booty scratcher, you don't need the Epstein files. What you need is a life. Matter of fact, what you need is to get some. That's what you need. You need some. You need to get some. Y'all need to get some. You need to get some. And when you talk about this, oh, you need to shut up. Oh, you need to be quiet. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't give a damn what you think. And it's the truth. I don't. Why don't I? Because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, which is calling you booty scratchers out. That's it. And as I call you booty scratchers out, you sniffers out, you ones who like to drag women through the muck, you ones who always want to re-victimize them, traumatize them because you hate Trump. Bro, I'm holding back. I said I'm going to try to get this thing done in an hour and a half. And I'm so legit about this. I'm so for real. Like, I'm really, really going to try. You see, as much as Bill is pointing his finger at you, booty scratcher, I ain't going to spend too much time with you because y'all ain't for real. Y'all ain't for real. You don't message me. I'm still waiting for your message. Go ahead and message on Facebook, booty scratcher. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are. Message on Facebook. Don't run. Let's talk. You obviously got a feeling. You got a flavor. You got a feeling and a flavor. Yeah. Make up for lost black votes. And that's true. So when we talk about this, and the thing that's so polarizing about it is all the black people that want to get this Epstein file thing dragged out because you want to get Trump. And then you say, Trump, oh, he's a meanie, and you guys are mean. All you guys are this and you're that. You are the most meanest, rudest, nastiest, evilest of any other one. Because you want to see somebody repeat over and over again that trauma. You want them to live in that trauma place so you can get the success of, oh, Donald Trump did it. Bro, you don't even read. Half of y'all don't even read. You wouldn't even be able to sit down and go through 3 million documents. When you start looking at it, it's so overwhelming. It's a bunch here, a little bit there. Oh, a bunch of different names mentioned through it. Y'all need to write you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write an AI prompt that I can just drop the documents in or the files and see if it'll pull. Oh, don't you steal that from me. I love my AI. Don't do that. But the booty scratchers just want to talk about this. Despite everything else, y'all just want to keep talking about this. And it's no problem. It's no problem, booty scratchers. Why don't you talk? He didn't have a picture of Trump on his wall. He had a picture of Bill Clinton. I did this video yesterday. Melinda Gates was appalled at his relationship, Bill Gates' relationship with Epstein. He got a thing for these Negroes named Bill.
Congratulations, well done.
I don't know why he liked these people named Bill. And y'all still see the pictures of these women laying down there, and these women, oh, we need to crucify. Do you know the Democrats didn't bring this out? They could have brought out this document when Trump was running against Kamala. It would have been sensational. It would have been so much dirt. Biden was in office. People would have been dragging it. It would have been all the good stuff. But he didn't do it. And you got to ask yourself, why didn't they do it? Let's move on, booty scratchers, because y'all ain't for real, bro. And I got to go. I ain't going to sit here all day talking to y'all flex, because y'all about as bad as these. Oh, check these out. You know, y'all booty scratchers is as funny as these protesters out there in Minneapolis and Minnesota and all those places. Y'all just as whack as them. Y'all funny. Matter of fact, I'm going to sit back and laugh at y'all. Everybody join me. Oh.
Yesterday, here in Minneapolis, a crowd of violent agitators tackled an ICE special agent when one of our special response teams went to assist. A protester literally bit off part of that agent's finger.
Ooh.
The
Damn.
officer received immediate medical attention on
some of this stuff I'm just watching for the first time. He bit his finger off? Oh my gosh, bro. You gotta be kidding me.
the scene and was transported to the emergency room for treatment. We do want to thank the people at the hospital for the assistance and the staff who treated our officer. The officer is recovering, but is now permanently maimed and has lost part of his finger. I don't think I have to tell you that this kind of violence is unacceptable. But I also don't think I need to tell you that this kind of violence is not a coincidence. When sanctuary politicians, activists, and the media work hard to create chaos and fear instead of using their platforms to reassure their communities, this is the result. The reality is, and this is what Commander Bovino and I have been talking about all week, we're out here to arrest dangerous criminal illegal aliens so they can't victimize innocent people in our communities anymore.
See, and that's the thing. You don't get that the chaos that they're bringing isn't chaos that's it's artificially manufactured. And then and these people that are dying, that are getting shot by ICE officers are just gaslit. And then when we tell you that it's gaslit, all you're going to do is argue about it and all this other stuff, and then you'll figure it out like you did the Summer of Love. Come on,
New tonight, Minneapolis police are stepping in after a community created their own method of public safety against ICE.
The flames burn as people stand guard.
We are literally creating a place that we know who's coming and going in and out of our...
Look at her. Look at her. She looks so traumatized. We're really creating a place that is coming and going because these people are really traumatized. Keep on going with your orange top.
neighborhoods.
Wait. Isn't that what immigration is? Building a wall, checking papers at the entrance to make sure people inside belong there. Huh. That sounds familiar.
They built a wall. They built a big giant wall. And now they're saying, we don't want walls. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I don't understand. But then again, I am a little, no. Real talk. I never had a problem with anybody that was gay, LGBTQ. I never. We can argue about doctrine and say, oh, God don't like them, all this different stuff. Y'all can't. I don't care. Like, I always, like, people are just people, honestly. That's where they want to live, and that's the way they live. But I'm not going to tell you that ain't some funny shit. I'm not going to tell you that it ain't funny. That thing is wild. Matter of fact, I got to watch it again. It's really, no, honestly, I'm not going to watch it again. I'm done. Let's go. Next one.
It looks like you stopped your vehicle in a lane of traffic, correct? I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want your vehicle to get hurt. Hold on. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want your vehicle to get struck by a car. So I would suggest, if you would like to interrupt a traffic stop, park your vehicle. I like your pin. Have a great rest of your day. Okay.
Yo, that's a cool cat. He said, I like your pin. Have a great rest of your day. Cool cat. Listen, if you can't hear me, please let me know if you can't hear me. Let me know if I've just been talking to myself, and I am all good with it. Because, I grew up talking to myself for a long time. Yeah. So what? Nobody said anything. I'm on. Let's go. So, that's just loony liberals doing their lonely liberal stuff. The craziest part about this, I would say, is that it's weird right now. It's one of those places where it's so tight and so, like, you got the people. I wonder how the people, I guess I've been thinking, I wonder how the people there that don't necessarily agree with everybody there, how are they handling that? Because the news is so selective. They only pick out certain things that's there and show you certain things. But I'm just curious how they really handling it. If you're from Minnesota, you got somebody in Minnesota, even if you're a whacked out protester, go ahead and leave a comment. How does it happen? Say, listen, we got sunny days up here. It's beautiful. We're pushing out ice. They're running away. We're about to protest at a brand new Target. And when we're done, we're going to go out and get some mochas and some lattes because we're standing up, and this is stolen land. So that's why we got to stand for stolen land.
Check out what these so-called peaceful protesters did overnight. Look at all these broken windows.
Ooh.
Broke. What these people do to deserve this? Broke. How is this helping their cause? How is this helping their protest?
And it just makes them look bad. So if I was to agree with you on anything about the protest, I would reluctantly agree with you, because when you're doing all that crazy stuff, I'm like, I can't get behind it. No matter how much you think is real or you're being oppressed by the man, whatever it is, I don't care. I just can't. I can't.
A single cop out here, they're letting the protest, the activists, control the entire city right now, shutting streets down. There are no cops out here. This is what abolish the police looks like. You got these leftists in their yellow jackets. No, who knows what kind of training they have? Who knows? I'm sure they gave it to them, but who knows what training they have? These guys are out here shutting streets down. I can't imagine the liability that this puts the city in if something bad happens. That's crazy. Minneapolis has fallen, guys. We got to stop this cancer from spreading.
Only in Minnesota and Minneapolis. Minneapolis only.
We just actually spoke to some of the individuals, if you want to just check out here, wearing the kind of black block covering their faces. They have this kind of blockade here where they're stopping some vehicles. Actually, Eric, if you could point down there, they're actually stopping this vehicle, and they check the out-of-state plates just to see if they're ICE. And what's interesting is just moments ago, down there, we have an Uber driver. He's from Somalia. He's clearly not ICE, and they said that in their database that vehicle was popping up as an ICE vehicle. So we were.
Y'all Negroes got databases now that have ICE vehicle numbers in there. And y'all just going and taking these apps and y'all taking pictures of the cars with their license and said, that's an ICE one. And this poor little He a Somalian. See, and this is what's crazy to me. This is the level of insanity. I'm trying to figure out where the Somalians at. I believe personally they're hiding. Okay, I believe personally that they're hiding. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be heard. They want to do their business in private. The ones that have been pushing fraud and doing what they do, they going low key underground. Some of them are flying back to Somalia. They got bags full of money. They just let TSA know, hey, I'm bringing out $1 million. That's it. 500,000. That's it. And they just going back. They just going back. Where the Somalians at, bro? Where is? All I see is crazy white people. All I see is crazy white people. And I love the Woodstock, but that was when liberals were actually fun. Man, y'all niggas is just violent. Y'all just violent. It used to be love and Woodstock and a flower child. You know, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh man, they smooth. They smooth. They smooth. And then Master Bruce was out there. Oh, Bruce is in California. Oh, yeah. I love that. Was a great part. Now y'all just crazy. Y'all just crazy. Y'all taking numbers of federal vehicles and putting it in a database and saying that's a database that you keep up with? Oh my gosh, bro.
Questioning them about this database that they're using. Obviously, there's some type of network or communication. According to them, local law enforcement hasn't even came in and stopped. So Eric, just kind of shoot some of this and check it out. They're on the phones. I guess they were checking the license plate. We heard in their walkie-talkie that the license plate that they ran is not ICE, but you can see they're on their walkie-talkies kind of talking. We want to find out a little bit more about the database, but they don't want to answer our question. So this is the situation right now here in South Minneapolis. It's called like a blockade. Hey, how you doing? Just talk to me a little bit about this database, because we just ran our Somali Uber driver's license plate. I mean, you guys did run his license plate without his permission. Just talking about the database a little bit, you know? So,
bro, this is all weirdo activity. This is all weirdo activity. I mean, think about it. Why would I want my wife driving down the street in Minnesota and y'all, or even in Minneapolis, and you guys are taking down card numbers and license plate number to put in a database? I swear, if I was there, you guys would roll up to the house talking about you saw this house and it's connected to anything federal or military, any of that thing. I will whip y'all. I swear they'd drag my ass off. They would drag me off. They would drag me off. You step on. Keep on going. They do that because they're allowed to do that, because their mayor has no control and he lets them do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. And nobody got balls up there. You got nothing but effeminate lovers. You can have empathy for a situation, but you ain't got to be chaotic. You got to have some logic. You got to have some logic. You can't be all emotion and no logic. Dude, you can't be all emotion and no logic. You can't be, oh, I'm compassionate and no logic. And this is what we got. We got booty scratchers with no logic.
this is the scene right now in South Minneapolis, 32nd Street here on Cedar Avenue. You can't assault me, dude.
Get in the fucking car.
You can't.
Get in the fucking car, man.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
So they're assaulting me and my photojournalist. Got it all on video. They actually tried to steal my phone, but unsuccessful. And you're gonna get blasted all over the internet, buddy.
Footage from Minneapolis shows vehicles stopped during anti-ICE demonstrations. Who has the authority to question drivers, and where is law enforcement?
Well, glad to hear it. What's your name? Ali. You know, a lot of the neighbors support what we're doing, so happy to be here.
Hey, this is what they voted for. This is what they get.
Second reporting. We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're pressed. We're not
That
pressed.
vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting.
That's who y'all protecting. And it's crazy how fear spreads among the ignorant, specifically black community. Because the white people got some of these white left liberals, these Karens, these white left women, they got y'all all full of fear. Oh, they coming for y'all. They want black people. They're gonna take y'all black people down. Oh my goodness. Why can't they just build a shit and take the bad people out? Why can't they do that? They're like, oh no. If you stayed at home, they wouldn't arrest any Americans. And they're twisting it. They're arresting you guys because you guys are impeding. I don't know how to even put it. No, how do we even spell this out even more for the booty scratchers down in Minnesota and Minneapolis? I don't know. Please, y'all got to help me understand. Is there a special booty scratcher dialect language that we need to speak? Can what you guys don't understand? They robbing your asses blind? Like, you don't get it? Huh? It doesn't make any sense to you? Oh my goodness.
Insane.
Damn. Damn.
My word is not for you. I don't have to do it.
Look at that chick in the back directing somebody around them, around feds. You're directing traffic around the feds. Man, I tell you, this world is this is interesting. I can't wait for Jesus to come. I'm like, dude, bro, I just want to do my part for the kingdom and I'm out. Negro, I'm out. Because y'all can have it. Y'all really can have it. Y'all love this world. Y'all need this world. Y'all feel like it does everything for you. Y'all love the government. This dumb booty scratcher over there, she turned around directing traffic around the Fed. Oh, no, get around them. We've got it taking under control. We got it. We got it. And then they roll up on you. I've seen it so many times, these videos. Then they roll up on you, ma'am. Oh my God, don't take me. Come on, man. Come on. Come now. Don't be so dumb now. Come on. Shoot. I got one more. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to the Millionaire Morning Show. Great show. I love watching your content, man. Let's roll it.
What is some of the policies in California, given you've spent a lot of time there, that makes you think Gavin Newsom is Gavin Newsom? Is it the mass amount of illegal immigration and tax dollars being spent for illegal alien health care? Is it the failure to rebuild homes in the Palisades? Is it just pro-trans ideology and pushing that on kids in schools? What stands out the most to you?
And I'm glad you asked that, because I want to make it clear. I personally don't have an issue with the trans part of the LGBT at all. I am the biggest advocate for adults being able to do whatever the heck they want to do.
This is the part. Nikki has always been like that. She's never came out and told the trans people, you being trans is bad. She never came out to anybody that's gay, homosexual, and saying you being homosexual is bad. She's never said that. That's why I sit back. I haven't seen one post, one tweet from her saying that. And if you've seen it, definitely leave a comment and let me know. But I haven't seen that. What I have seen her say, leave the children out of it. Because at the end of the day, you got a right to choose. I think I'm more closer to being libertarian more than I am really even some conservative ways. Honestly, it's the truth. It's something foundational pieces I believe in, family and all, a family, God, and the rule of law. I do believe that. But damn, they never said that. And the worst part about it is that you get these people coming out and they're saying, man, you built your platform, Nikki, on blacks, and you built it on the black community, and you built it on the trans and the homosexual community. We are your supporters. No, bro. Let me tell you, you don't go international like Nicki Minaj by having trans supporters and black supporters. We don't make up enough of the population to pay her bills. Neither does the trans make up enough of population to pay our bills, unless y'all stealing government funds. Oh no. But outside of that, you don't make up enough. You got to embrace the fact that she's been accepted by Asians, Mexicans, whites, definitely whites. They love her. They love her. My anaconda don't want none unless you got one, son. But they love her. They love her. They love her. They've been loving her. They wrote the ticket for her. That's why she can do this, and some of these other cowards are standing there and they can't say. They know at the same time that these guys are that they flying in votes. And the sickening part about it is that eventually the amount of people that they fly in is going to outnumber the black community. And the black community will be of no need to them anymore when it comes to a galvanized vote. So when they're out there now galvanizing support, just realize it. Your time is coming. Your time, because you've embraced identity as the deal for your politics, and you let go any sound, solid, I would say, legislation, policies and rules. Because if you got policies and rules, I'm all for you. I'm all with it. Let's rock and let's go through policies and rules. They spending more time fighting this when they should be figuring out, does habeas corpus belong to just Americans or people that broke in and took our shit?
Congratulations, well done.
And if you look at the last video I did yesterday, go to the live stream. We haven't cut it up and put it out there again yet. Look at the live stream. There are huge amount of homes that are being foreclosed on. And these homes, specifically in Texas, belong to immigrants that have self-deported or been deported by Trump. And then you sit back, I can't find a house. I don't have my mortgage. These interest rates is too high. Let me tell you something. If you only knew what I knew.
Adults, I don't care. I only mentioned something because when it comes to children, I wouldn't even allow my 17-year-old daughter to get breast implants. Neither, like, and most 99% of the parents would not let their 17-year-old child get breast implants. So if you want to let a child get breast implants, you're not going to want them to have any kind of surgery, because we all know the brain is not developed. And we've heard about 19 times more likely to commit suicide. What more do you need to know? That a child is 19 times more likely to commit suicide if they have a surgery before they're an adult? Man. So I just wanted to make that clear, because, you know, of course, I don't judge, you know, adults with, you know, they can do whatever they want.
But and the reason, to simplify it, a child doesn't know who they are. Like, a child has no sense of, they're learning their identity. They're female, they're male, that they're made in the image and likeness of God, that their parents love them. These things are foundational pieces that they haven't even begin to incubate in their minds at the ages that they're talking about. So you will wonder why, if you're trying to become something and you say, oh, I'm really this, but I'm not that. And you keep trying to, I'm really this, but I'm not that. And then the people around you are telling, well, shit, nigga, it's not like financial situations where you could, I heard people say, oh, I'm rich, I got millions, I do good. Eventually they can talk themselves into that place and persuade people to give them money and build a business because of that level of confidence that they keep telling themselves. But you cannot outrun the sense of depression and emptiness that comes when you're claiming that you're a different sex that you're not. And then you get full-blown adults back in that shit. Don't think that it's just here. They're doing it in Europe. Yeah, they're doing it in Africa. They're doing that. They're doing it. How do you think one of these tools are used? These are one of the tools that are used to suppress the population. And y'all think I'm crazy. I'm telling you, suppress it. Bill Gates, Epstein's favorite friend, he's behind some of that. And he's already said it at the Economic Forum, World Economic Forum. Go look at it. They need less people, because there's not enough food. There's not enough resources. They need it.
With Newsome, it's the fact that with everything you said, but then having the audacity to be playing on Twitter, obsessed with Trump, trying to be Trump, trying to be funny when it's not, and then
you're so right.
Wanting to roll around in the mud with female rappers or whomever, and completely missing the plot.
And that's the thing. Anton's going to give his point, and I'm going to give a point before he even does that. The truth is, listen, you can't beat Trump. Nobody can actually beat Donald Trump. He is an original, and I keep saying he is a triple threat. You got business, you got entertainment, you got politics now. Some mofos don't even make it out of business space. Some mofos don't even make it out of the entertainment space. Why do you think they're trying to do what they do? Gavin Newsom trying to get his podcast rocking. Oh, yeah, we going to do podcasts now. Trump showed up on some podcasts. Oh, yeah, we're going to reach out to the people. These Negroes don't care. These black people don't care. These white liberals do not care. They don't care. What they want is control. That's it, period. And I can rattle about this all day, but you cannot be Donald Trump. He has changed the way marketing has been done. He's changed the way politics has been done. He's freely spoken his mind on how he felt about subjects where they historically have given you heard what they say, oh, you're being political with that answer. It came from politicians giving people answers they wanted to hear that would actually soothe the situation. That wasn't the truth. That's where we get the phrase, oh, you're being so political. That's it. And the political days are over. Gavin Newsom thinks that he's hard as shit. He thinks he's tough rocks. We're going to see. We're going to see, Gav.
I never thought in 2026 I would be sitting here listening to Nicki Minaj articulately illustrate exactly what it is that the majority of people understand, but a lot of people don't have the platforms or the voice to be able to communicate. She is 100% right. The biggest problem with this whole situation is that you have politicians trying to take Trump's blueprint. You can't do what Trump do. Trump is uniquely him, and you need to lean into whatever it is that you do. And not only do we see a California that is completely destroyed and run amok, but they're advocating for people to be able to make changes to children. That is demonic in every way, shape, and form. And she's 100% right.
Yeah. While you guys get afraid of ICE and you guys go crazy, we're going to talk tomorrow about this thing going on with Fulton County. Y'all Fulton County people, bro, y'all got me laughing. Y'all funny looking and funny like acting. I'm no lie. We gonna talk some more. Yeah. All right, let's pull this up. What's this one on right here? What is this one on? Let's go with this one right here. I'm gonna get some of this business out the way because
22-year-old man who is experiencing a mental crisis was shot by NYPD officers in Queens a week ago yesterday. Police say the man lunged at the officers with a knife and then refused to drop it.
The mayor says he's now visited the wounded man and his family, and the mayor now promising to release police body camera video today. Well, the mayor also says the man should not be prosecuted. This as the mayor now pushes for a new agency to deal with the mentally ill and the homeless.
Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett is live in Briarwood, Queens with our lead story tonight. NJ.
And right, Liz, outside the young man's home here in Briarwood, Queens. Yes, the mayor says he has visited with the wounded man and his family, and he says he has serious concerns, serious questions about how this whole shooting played out. He's questioning the protocols, which he insists need to change. He says what happened here is a case in point.
NYPD officers arrived at the home within minutes of the 911 call. The parents of 22-year-old Jabez Chuck Roberto.
you know, I love that, and I'm gonna give props where props is due. Within minutes of the call, they were on the scene, and we gotta applaud that because it's been so many times people have called the cops and they don't even come, or they'll come, especially up north. And I'm from up north, so I know, I mean, you have situations when they'll call the cops in certain areas they won't go to. In certain areas, they show up like freaking late and it's done. And then you can't carry in some of those areas. So you got to do what you got to do. So I applaud NYPD for showing up on time. You would figure that Mamdani would have led with that, but he didn't. He just begins to criticize the protocol, which at the same time, I know we can improve the protocol of our police officers. Don't get it twisted. They do a lot, and we can improve the protocol of it. But when you drag your police force in front of everybody, that's where I got an issue. That's my issue.
Said he was in emotional distress and needed medical attention. Immediately after the shooting, police released images
Did
of the
y'all look at his eyes? Yeah, I could have tell that boy was in emotional distress. You see his eyes? That boy eyes look like, bro, he looked like look at that. Look at it. Look at the way they all like that. They look like he's staring right into the camera. Those eyes look like they got a lot going on. It's a lot of shit going up in his head right now. You could tell. Bro. Let's go.
Mamdani today questioned the protocols that led up to the shooting.
I visited Chavez in the hospital, and there is no family should have to endure this kind of pain. Chavez has lived with schizophrenia for many years, and this situation underscores just how urgently we need a different and more effective mental health response system that will be safer for New Yorkers who struggle with mental health concerns, for their families, and for police officers. Chavez needs mental health treatment, not criminal prosecution by a district attorney.
The young man's family is furious. We are shocked and outraged, they said in a statement. We called 911 for an ambulance to provide medical attention for our son, who is in emotional distress. We did not call the police. Instead of medical responders, the NYPD arrived and shot our son multiple times right in front of us.
This situation is to me, is very interesting. It's sticky because when you call the police and you tell them somebody's spazzing out and they ask you if they have a weapon and you say they have a weapon, there's a knife, it's my son, and they show up, by the time you mention there's a weapon, they're not just bringing the ambulance. MTs can't disarm him and calm him down. They can't do that. That's not the job of an MT. That's not. You got to bring in police officers. So when I get what Mamdani is saying, Mamdani, I get it. Okay, I get it what the socialist is saying. We need some other network for people that aren't violent, but you got a knife, so you are violent. Like, you may not, some of these guys will kill and stab their own family. They've done it before. We've got numerous stories of it. It's not something that's brand new. Okay. You've got enough kids that were raised in the same home with their parents and they spazzed out. We've seen documentaries of them killing and shooting or shooting them. So you can't neglect and say, oh, cops didn't need to show up. Oh, and that's the socialist fairy tale I'm dealing with. Instead of him saying, hey, listen, why don't we put together a crew to ride with the police officers and the MTs so they can intervene in situations to see, based on the people calling them in situations, if they have some mental issues going on. Now, granted, any nigga that kills anybody, you got mental issues going on. But I don't know why. Everybody that creates a crime that involves killing people, picking up knives, and doing those things, that is a mental imbalance, unless you're turning around and defending yourself in a hostile situation. Okay? So any of that, when you start threatening, that's all mental imbalance. So you mean to tell me that everybody goes to the sane asylum? Okay? Everybody? It's not like that, because the stress that comes on officers when they roll up at a situation like that and they got to choose if this person is a threat or not a threat, you can't put them in that situation. That's why New York is already down 800 to 1,000 police officers. They're flying very, very thin right now. And Joker wants them to fly more. Okay.
The mayor today was not critical specifically of the first responders, but suggested the appearance of the officers might have escalated the situation.
That is why
the appearance of the officers made it bad.
I proposed creating a Department of Community Safety to build a mental health system rooted in prevention.
Oh, this nigga. See, he already said they got a $12 million deficit. Now he want to add, let's take it up for another 1,000.
Congratulations. Well done.
Let's do that. Just another 1,000. Just another 1,000. That's it. 100,000. Well, couple million. Let's do another couple million. That's what we doing. Always creating shit on nobody, or whose dime, who's paying for it. He already trying to raise money. Who paying for it, Zoran?
In sustained care and real crisis response. So officers no longer have to handle these situations alone. As I've said, when there is a violent situation, such as with a weapon, NYPD will be on the scene.
Former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce.
That's true. If you're going to send only medical professionals there, understand that it's a changing dynamic. Quickly, they can pick up a weapon and charge at them.
Nope.
What are they going to do then? How are they going to defend themselves? That's why the police have to go to these things. Now, if you want to pair them off with the medical professional, that's fine.
And as Bill said a moment ago, we are still awaiting the release of body cam video from the first NYPD responders on the scene. Now, the chief, as you heard a moment ago, says these kind of encounters can escalate quickly, although they don't always. No comment from the Queens DA's office on charges.
Anyway, whatever, charges. How are you going to bring charges against them?
Breaking news into our newsroom.
This is another one.
Police
Let's see the
have
footage
just
of
released
it.
Body camera.
This is the footage of it. This is the footage of it. Now, to give you guys more context, okay? They called the police. The police. They called the meds, the MTs. The police show up with the MTs. When you show up and you got a weapon, they not sitting back trying to figure out what's gonna happen. They just order people to disarm. And I'm 100% with that, man. I'm 100% with them turning around and having some type of other ride along. They can't even afford to bring 800 additional cops on. How the hell they gonna do a ride along crew that's supposed to be present for stuff like this? This is the wackiness I talk about. This is the fairy tale. They need this. I'm not saying that we don't need to correctly evaluate these people. But you don't need to sit back and think that these guys aren't non-violent people. Like, I'm sure there's a history of something like this. I may be wrong. Leave a comment if you know more about the story. Let's go.
Video that shows the shooting of a 22-year-old Queens man armed with a knife. It shows the moments after the officers entered the home. And Mayor Mamdani said this incident makes the case for changing the way the city responds to mental health calls. But political reporter Marcia Kramer says the mayor admits he's still in the process of figuring out when cops need to be part of the equation.
Investigators were seen going in and out
Cops need to always be part of the equation.
of a building in the Briarwood section of Queens last week after police critically shot a 22-year-old wielding a knife. The shooting of Jabaz Chakraborty became a test case of the mayor's resolve to change the way the city responds to cases involving so-called EDPs, emotionally disturbed people. The mayor is saying he had sympathy for the man, whose family sources tell CBS News New York.
EDP, emotionally disturbed people? Is that a new, that's been around for a while? Is it brand new? You tell me. Did they just coin that phrase? Because it's a lot of emotionally disturbed motherfuckers out this place.
Congratulations.
Okay?
Well done.
I'm sorry. I said I'm not going to cuss as much. I'm going to scale back. You know what I'm saying? I know Holy Spirit don't want me cussing, but I'm working. He is working on me, okay? And I'm almost hitting that hour of this, so let me keep going.
Had called 911 asking for an involuntary removal of their son. Jabaz had a history of mental health issues and was throwing glass against the wall.
No family should have to endure this kind of pain.
The mayor is using the incident to speed up his campaign promise to develop a Department of Community Safety where mostly social workers respond to these types of 911 calls.
Jabez needs mental health.
I didn't know you said mostly social workers. Maybe the newscast, they're inflating this so much. Mostly social workers need to respond to this. Them jokers gonna get their ass whipped, bro. I ain't lying.
Not criminal prosecution by a district attorney. And that is why I proposed creating a Department of Community Safety.
During the campaign, Mamdani said he would send teams of mental health professionals to respond to 911 calls like this. Today, he said police would also be included if...
When there is a violent situation, such as with a weapon, NYPD will be on the scene.
I asked the mayor...
Hold on, slow back. He had a knife. Didn't he? Did he just have a knife? Did he just not have a knife? Did they not call and say he had a knife? That is not violent? Could he not have stabbed his parents? Could he not have stabbed a social worker that's tried to take him? You bringing jiu-jitsu artists in here? Are we talking about MMA social workers? I mean, are we talking about self-defense Dude, are they going to self-defense classes? Do they carry guns? Now, if they carry guns, are they still social workers? See, this is the loony part right here. This is the make you feel good, so you feel good on the inside, and you're like, yeah, not everybody needs this. Oh my goodness. No. You can bring a social worker, but you damn well better have a cop, because you don't know what they carrying and you don't know what they got. I met a bunch of crazy behind MMA fighters, crazy behind jiu-jitsu artists, martial artists. They crazy, and some of them schizo already. So you mean to tell me that they use it to calm their schizophrenia?
Congratulations, well done.
They use the art to calm their schizophrenia. And I've seen them smoke weed and do it too. I'm like, oh gosh, y'all really calm. We should not have any violence right now. Oh no. But you mean to tell me that that's it? That's what you...
About when cops would be sent, because in this case, the 911 call didn't indicate a weapon. How do you determine when the police can arrive if the initial call doesn't say he's got a gun, he's got a knife?
A lot of this is exactly the focus of the conversations that we're having internally in developing out this Department of Community Safety.
AKA, I don't know. I just like my idea, and I think it looks fly, and I want you guys to participate in it because it makes me look good. And we got to safer New York.
Additionally, I want to make clear that a person experiencing a mental health episode does not always have to be served first or exclusively by a police officer.
Marcia, any indication of a timeline here, how long it will take the mayor to set up this Office of Community Safety?
Well, it's really unclear, but the mayor said that because of this incident, he's asked his staff to try to speed up the process.
But he campaigned on this during the campaign. He promised that this is going to be a better deal, better for New Yorkers, to keep even officers safe. So what's the holdup?
Well, Christine, there are a lot of scenarios he has to consider, but remember one thing, he wants to get it right, because the last thing he wants to do is see a social worker show up, the scene turns violent, and the person gets injured. But here's the possibility. He could decide to go through the city council, because already Councilman Lincoln Ressler has introduced a bill to set it up, but then he'd have to negotiate with the city council. Now, we could also try to do it by executive order. Either way, he has to find somebody to head the office.
All right, so two avenues as possibilities.
Indeed.
Okay, thank you, Marcia.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Never whatever to the fact that it needs to be done, but more whatever to the fact that, homie, you just, you're missing it. You're missing it. You put both of them together. You don't just put one. They don't just crusade and then possibly everybody else joins in if nobody has a knife or a weapon. All right, whatever. All right, I got 2 more segments and I am out. I told y'all I'm going to keep this down to an hour and a half. I won't just be talking, even though I just love to talk. Okay, cool. Realtor PSA. I've experienced some real weird shit in real estate over time. The weirdest thing I've experienced is, and this is probably, I would say probably my top 5. This is in my top 5. People who buy houses and they are not married, not related. Oh, please, even if they're related, I've seen them fight brothers and sisters over stuff. I'm like, y'all related. What the hell y'all doing? Not married. Y'all want to buy it with these boyfriends and these girlfriends. I'm going to give you some real estate advice, 18 years in the business. I'm going to let them give it to you. And in the course of it, I'm going to tell you, maybe this is finding you in a place where you need to hear this. This is not a good idea. Stop doing it.
Please be careful if you are buying or considering buying a house.
Oh man, listen. If if it's too low, I ain't running it again. Look, we're gonna go to the next one. Sorry, homie.
Okay, this is for my girls that are in relationships and they're gonna buy a house with their significant other. This is the number one thing you have to do. Make sure your name is on the title and the deed of the house. Does not matter if your name is not on the mortgage. Does not matter if you didn't put any money down or you put a little bit down towards the house. Whatever the situation is, make sure your name is on that title and deed. I would never advise people to buy a house with a boyfriend or girlfriend. As a realtor, I've seen where it gets people in trouble and it gets ugly. Here's what I think all couples should do instead. Each of you should buy properties, and if you can, you should buy multifamily properties. I may sound like a broken record when I say this, but house hacking is the way to go, especially if you can afford it in your city. If you're a couple, each one of you should house hack and do the 4-3-2-1 method. Let me explain what that means. If one of you are in a position to buy a property, you should buy a 4-unit. This is still considered a residential property and it's financed just like a single family home. So you buy the
And she's right. And you can use an FHA loan to actually do that. I've had people with FHA loans put in offers on multifamilies I've had listed before. So definitely.
4-unit, live in one of the units, rent out the other 3. You live there for 12 months, you move out and buy a 3-unit property. You do the same with that and repeat. Now you may live there for a couple of years, you may live there for 5 years, who knows? But in order to get the lowest financing, the lowest where you have to put down, you only have to live there for a year. So you're gonna do that and repeat, then you're gonna move to a duplex. After you've bought that duplex, lived in it for another year, you're gonna rent it out, and then you'll have enough money, hopefully, from the cash flow of your 3 other multifamily properties where you can afford a single family home. Now that's just one person. Imagine the other person did the same thing and repeated the same process as you. You both together each have a 4-unit property, a 3-unit property, and a 2-unit property.
And what's even cooler, if y'all decide to go your separate ways, then you just take and you leave. You ain't got to worry about who own what, why they own it, do we split it up, do we got to sell it? That's the safest way to roll, bro.
If you're buying a house with a boyfriend or girlfriend, understand this key difference.
Look, I'm skipping anything that's low. I'm just letting you know.
My boyfriend and I just bought our first home together at 27 years old, and as cute and gorgeous as she is, the process of buying her was not cute and gorgeous. It will absolutely test your relationship buying a house together. If you can buy a house, specifically your first home together, you can get through anything. I'm W-2, he's 1099, it's our first home. They're basically taking everything under the sun except our fingerprints. It really was so incredibly stressful all the way up until close. We were at each other's necks, fighting all the time, not communicating well, and I'm just gonna keep it real. We were fighting all of the time, and I really didn't think that I was gonna come out and say that. Prior to buying a home together, we had
That's the first red flag. Like you're fighting all the time. If you're fighting all the time and you're doing a transaction like that and that person's not your spouse, even if the person is your spouse, I'm gonna tell you, because even that can be a sign in the midst of even a marriage. But let's go back because we're dealing with someone that's not your spouse. But if you're fighting already, you gotta realize that that is the voice of God telling you probably don't need to be doing this. I'm telling you, some people think you just need to push and force things out. I say this in real estate, if you're forcing, and I've been forcing before. I've forced with fix and flips. I've forced with purchase and buys and holds. I've forced. And every time I forced, I did something I shouldn't have been doing, or somewhere where God really didn't want me at. So you got to read this. This is as much as what's happening on a paper and if the numbers make sense, as much as it is, do I feel good about this? Do I have a sense of peace about this? Because if you're arguing about it at the beginning, I'm going to tell you, you will argue about it after you close. You'll argue about it when you're picking out furniture. You'll argue about it when you're picking out the renter. You'll argue about it. You will argue about it when things break and you got to fix it. You'll be like, no, that's your job. No, that's your job. It happens, and it happens more often than you think. This is a clown move. And I threw this in here because this is bad. I don't care what you've done, how well you've done it before in the past. You're setting yourself up for failure, and the worst type.
Men are not interested in getting on a mortgage with somebody that's not their wife. So listen, let me just go ahead and say this too. I've talked about it in the past, but this is a constant. Like, I don't need you in the comments telling me that I'm wrong. I got data on my side, okay? Men do not purchase real estate with women that they are not married to. You may have some exceptions, but baby,
Facts, facts, and facts.
the rule is and has been that anytime I see a man and a woman that are unmarried getting on a loan together, it is because he is doing so reluctantly. And it's the woman's idea, and she thinks that it is driving them closer to him proposing. That is not how these men be thinking, baby.
Some of y'all women do think that. Come on now, let's be for real. I've seen it where y'all think getting a house with the guy is going to actually tie him into you. It is the worst concept. Men do not buy houses with women that aren't their spouse. If you're not the spouse of the man, you should be running from buying a house from him because you have no idea what that Negro's life when the lights go off. Well, you know what he's like when the lights go out because I'm sure you threw it on him already. But still, you don't know what he's like when he's away from you because you guys really just don't know each other. Not enough to get tied up in a financial situation that deep.
Listen. I be talking to these men. Okay? That is not the way that you're going to get the outcome that you're hoping for. Okay? And I'll leave you with a little tip. If you in a situation where you like, my man is buying the house. He don't want me on the loan. He's going to buy us a house. Beloved, he is buying a house. He is not buying a house for y'all. If it was for y'all, your name would be going on it. If you want to buy a house, then you buy your house. But if you buy a house with a man because you think that that's going to get you a wedding ring, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but girl.
Come on.
I was about to
see. It takes a sister like that to tell you because my mom said if you can't hear, you're really gonna feel. At the end of the day, it really does take a sister like that to tell you because I don't know why y'all do this. I've seen women do it time and time again. It is the most dumbest, stupidest move to actually do, whether you're buying it or you just going with him for the buying process. Just know this: when he mad, he leaving and he kicking you out. Real talk. Or you gonna find a place to live at. There is no sunshines and there's no rainbows over here. Baby, listen. This is about building wealth. And if you come between that man and his equity, because you're behind think when he get ready to sell it, or as he lives there and he's ready to refinance it, that you getting some of that bread, I'm trying to help you. You can listen or you can just continue moving. It's your
this post for only females, but no, this post is for anyone with a spouse. Y'all really out here trying to buy a house with a boyfriend? A boyfriend that you probably just met? A boyfriend that you don't even know if y'all gonna be together after you purchase this house? Boyfriend that's putting his input on where y'all need to live, what the house need to look like, but he ain't giving you no down payment and he ain't helping you pay the monthly payment? Y'all do know when y'all do that. When you put a spouse that you is not married to on a deed, it takes two people to sell that house.
And now, this is the reverse. We always talk about the man having the money, buying the house, bringing a woman. Now the woman, and I've seen this in Atlanta, the woman buying the house and the man coming with her. Listen, let me tell you, if that Negro is not married to you, not engaged, not your fiance, if he is not married to you, please do not put his name on that title. Because when you get ready to sell it and he go another way, he disappear and he don't show up, or you tell him, hey, I need you to come and sign because I'm about to sell this, he gonna ask you two questions. One, am I getting any money off of that? Because I would ask the same damn question. Oh no. Okay. The next thing he's gonna ask about, am I paying the taxes on the appreciation that I'm getting from this? Or you taking the tax bill? Oh no. Yeah. And what you gonna give me? I've seen that before. What you gonna give me to sign? Because he on the title. In Georgia, we got three things. We got three titles that you sign when you buy a house. One is your security deed. This is what the lender gives you. It secures the lender's interest in the property. Your warranty deed. This is what's recorded by the county. This allows you to sell, transact, rent. This gives you control over the property, and a deed in lieu of foreclosure. This is what allows the bank to go ahead and to foreclose if they have to. Now let's roll this back a little bit. If he's not on the lending deed that turns around and gives him the requirement to go ahead and pay the note, why the hell you put him on the warranty deed, which gives him the ability to sell the note, to sell the house with you? Think about it.
It means y'all break up and you want to sell that house or you want to kick him out. He ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. Why? Because they on the deed. They on the deed. Y'all got family members out here that want to live with y'all, and y'all out here trying to buy a house for you and your family members, and the family members ain't doing nothing but staying in the house. I'm waiting for the answer. I know y'all about to come in these comments, but I'm just saying.
Would you buy a house with someone that you are not married to or not even
Nope.
engaged to? Ladies, this one is for you. Would you buy a house with your partner? Just partner, not your fiance, not your husband, just your partner. You know what? Even if he's your fiance, would you buy a house with just your fiance, or would you wait until after y'all jump the broom and get married? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments.
Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment. I tried to give you guys some common sense when it comes to this real estate play, so you guys aren't caught out there with your pants down, doing some real crazy stuff, trying to figure out, crying at the closing table why you can't close, he's not showing up. I'm just giving you some advice. You do what you want to. I'm 18 years in real estate, and I love it. Sometimes. But I'm 18 years married, and I love it all the time. Okay? Yeah, even when we argue sometimes, because we argue, but we make love at the same time, yo. All right, cool. Let's roll. Next one we got is, this is the other part we need to talk about when it comes to these buyers out here that are buying, especially in these market conditions. I've seen more buyers experiencing buyer's remorse off of purchases going back 2020, 2023. I'm going to give you my advice before we even start this. I don't think anybody should be buying right now unless you got a damn well good deal. And when I say damn well good deal, the equity is straight, the mortgage payment is straight, and the area is banging. Because right now we're in a buyer's market and you have a choice. You're in control. You are wielding more control than buyers have ever wielded. I think going back to 2014, 2013 probably. Yeah. Buyers are in control now. And the game is changing. So you don't need to experience buyer's remorse if you're trying to buy a house by waiting for the right pivoting move. Now, if you got a house and you got buyer's remorse, two things. One, you didn't use me, so I don't care. No, I'm just joking. I care. That's why I'm doing this, because I care. You're feeling remorse for several reasons. Now, let's get into this first, and let's talk about it. And we're going to break down each one as we go.
Buying a home is a financial investment that you should not take lightly. So many buyers are now buying their homes and now they're saying they want to sell it. After 2 years, after 2 months, they move in, they realize it's not what it is. It's not what they thought they bought. They were pressured into it either by family members, others, their realtor, whatever, etc. People, please stop being pressured into buying a home. If you are not ready to buy a home, don't buy it. If you're not sure about the home, don't buy it. Because what happened is, once you move into the home that you just bought, now you decide you have buyer's remorse and you want to sell that home is most likely going to sell less than what you paid for it, especially now in this market. And it's going to take time and it might be difficult to sell that home. You're going to end up losing money. So please think before you buy.
People telling me owning a home is
now, and why does she say that? Because when you buy, you make money on the purchase. You don't make money on the sale. Okay. When I say make money on a purchase, 9 times, I would say probably 8 times out of 10, I've witnessed People who buy homes to live in, they are more emotional, and you will be more emotional about the transaction, in opposed to investors who focus more on the logic, the numbers. Does it really make sense? That's why home buyers are in a disadvantage when it comes to buying a property and potentially having to liquidate it. The truth is that real estate is not like selling gold and silver. It's not like selling crypto. It's not like selling stock. Some cases it can take longer to liquidate. I know. I done fixed them, flipped them. I'm like, damn, why can't I get an offer on this? Like, what's going on? So it takes longer to liquidate the asset. And the longer it takes to liquidate it, the more it costs you. So you have to now know that you have that peace that passes all understanding, that rest in your spirit that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if you don't, you about to get fleeced, my negro.
Best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you.
I would tell her to go do that. If you're in that situation, don't put your foot in this place called real estate. Don't do it. You'll make more money keeping your money, putting it in something that's a steady ETF or a mutual fund. You don't want to play this game. You don't want to do that. You don't got to pay for the place. You can save your bread. Women buyers who buy solo, I've seen it more often. They end up like her than they don't. Very few of them, let's say very few, probably about 30% over my 18 years in the business, I've seen not end up like her. But most of the time, it's like you sit back and you wonder, why am I paying for this house? You're like, man, the taxes went up. The insurance went up. It's taking more money out of my pocket. And damn, don't have a friend that's married and they're a couple and they've got a house. You got two incomes supporting the house instead of one. Then you're going to start saying, damn, I wish I had somebody with me. Oh no. And that's how it begins to slowly chip away at you. And then you're talking about things you got to fix. Man, dude, there are always some things to fix in a house. I'm sitting in my house and I had to turn around and change a plug this past weekend. Dude, I had to do a plumbing thing the other day that I ended up almost like water started dripping through the ceiling. My wife was like, what the hell is going on? But I could play a plumber $800 to go do it, or I can do it myself. And guess what? I did it myself. It was just one bad move. We cleaned it all up. But do you really want to go through those jumps and jump through those hurdles, not knowing what to do, not knowing that you need to change the air filters every 2 months, and in some seasons you need to do it every 30 days? They don't know that. And a lot of people do not teach classes, to me, to the level of competency that will really help the public know how to actually manage an asset. Think of it as almost like having you get hit with a windfall of money, or you get a brand new job and you're making more. Nobody taught you how to actually manage your numbers, your finances. So your way of living is always going to rise up to this new level of income. The same thing with houses. Nobody's teaching people how to actually maintain their house. No, that's a good course I should probably put together. Damn well. Yeah. Everything you need to know before. Some people won't pay for it. I know y'all won't pay for it. I know.
My mama still living in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens. Jesus Christ. I feel like the only thing that I would miss owning my home, or, moving back with my mom or just whatever, is the privacy. I do not like people all the time. I do not like noise, but when you move in with somebody or any sort of living adjustment, then you have to understand what that comes with,
Yeah, you got to understand it. So I get why people buy houses. Guess what? You can rent a house. You can rent a house and do
I
that.
think I fully regret buying a house now. Like, it's not the worst choice I ever made, but it's so expensive. But at the same time, it's exactly what rent would be costing me anyways. I'm almost an hour away from where I want to be and almost an hour away from work. It's a lot of upkeep, a lot of maintenance. I feel like the housing market could crash at any minute, and interest rates were high when I bought it, and so were prices. I rationalized it by telling myself, well, it's the same amount as rent and I should get something back out of it at the end of the day, which honestly at this point might not even be true. And I'm far away from everything and have an hour-long commute, and I'm tired, and I'm in a 3-bedroom house and I live alone. I'm thankful, I'm very thankful that I'm able to do this. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it was the right choice, and I'm stressing over it right now. And I've only been here for like 8 months. I don't know what to do.
Damn. Keep that house, bro.
Did you just buy a
able-bodied
house
man.
less than 6 months ago? Then this message is for you. Stop looking through Zillow. Stop looking at homes, because buyer regret is very real. So if you just bought a home within the last 6 months, maybe even the last year or so, remember, there will always be better homes than the one you bought, and there will always be worse homes than the one you bought. So do yourself a favor, lay off Zillow. There's a reason why you decided to put in an offer for that specific home. There's something that you liked about it. So stop stalking Zillow and make sure you enjoy your home as it is.
And I've seen that. I've seen buyers stalk Zillow while they are under contract with me, and even my buyers under contract with someone else. Listen, guys, you're in a buyer's market, like I already said earlier. You can stalk, do all that stalking before. Don't stalk afterwards and compare. Comparison will hurt you the most. Why? Because every house seems like it's better than the one that you already got until you get in that one and the grass is like, damn, it was better on that side right over there. Oh, no. And you just don't get what you're getting. You buy a house based on the neighborhood. You don't even buy it based on the house. The house itself should be second on the list, but the neighborhood is the most important thing because that's what sells. People don't buy houses. They buy neighborhoods. The people that buy it from you, because I'm telling you now, okay? But that is one of the principal things in purchasing a house. You purchase the neighborhood. You don't necessarily purchase the house itself. You want a good house, but it's not the sole, or it shouldn't be the key place, the key factor in what that you use to determine your purchase. Please, I'm just.
If you want to regret buying a house and wish that you never did, be house poor. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's when your monthly mortgage payment eats up so much of your budget that you can't afford to do really anything else. I actually have somebody who's going through this right now in their purchase process. If you don't know me, my name is EJ. I'm a mortgage broker in the state of Florida, and I help people buy houses for a living. And one of the first questions that I ask in the pre-approval process is, how much are you comfortable paying a month? And then also, what is the max that you will be willing to pay a month? And this is good because it helps me reverse engineer the pre-approval so I can match kind of the payment to the price. I got this guy right now who wanted his payment to be $2,500 a month, maybe $2,600 max. So I reverse engineered the numbers and got him pre-approved based off of that. But what happens with a lot of people is their eyes are bigger than their pockets. And they think their first home has to be this dream home that checks every single box that they want. But usually that's not the case. Your first home is just to get you in the game, start building some equity so you can later leverage that into getting your dream home. But this dude's realtor took him out shopping, looking at homes, and the homes that he's looking at are...
And he's 100% on that. Please, I'm gonna pause this real quick. I'm gonna tell you, for all you guys listening, like, subscribe, follow, okay? Leave a comment. We can talk about it. But he's real about that because I keep seeing people think that this first home purchase locks you in. My first home purchase, I think the house was $110,000. Me and my wife bought it. Not where we wanted to live. 4-sided brick, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. But dude, you got to realize when we sold it, after we lived there, we rented, we sold it, we get a nice little bag, and that bag is rolled into the next property. So you gotta look at it. This is your pivoting point. Play the game right, make your monthly payments, keep everything up, so you can bounce out of that when the market shifts and change. It's not where you begin. It's always where you end. And we just gotta stop thinking we need to begin in those neighborhoods that are so affluent, 500, 800, 300. Look, start there. Grab your house, 110, 150. Be happy. Pay your bills. Stack your cheddar. Put your money to the side. And when it hits, when the timing is right, it's gonna hit. Cause being cash poor, bruh, I done messed up and been there too. You don't want to be there.
$300-400 a month higher than what he originally wanted. So he found this house that he really liked, but the payment is like $3,000 a month. And I ain't gonna speak too much on the realtor's professionalism, but he's kind of pushing this guy towards his house because he knows that it checks every single box for him. So he's looking at me like, hey man, can you make the numbers work for this house? And I'm like, dude, the numbers are what they are. The taxes, the HOA, the insurance, it is what it's gonna be. I can only get the interest rate so low before it starts costing this guy more money than it's worth. And this dude's not rich, man. He got like a $20,000 in his 401k. He's got a few $1,000s saved, but he don't have a ton of money to blow on this house. And if you tell me that you want to spend this amount of money per month on your house, but the house you're looking at is way more than that, I'm gonna tell you. And I'm not gonna push you to get that house because, dude, this ain't what we agreed on. But at the end of the day, people want what they want. He went and got a contract for this house. But this is a classic example that being house poor is a real thing. And yeah, while he might be able to qualify for this house on paper, that don't mean he can really afford it on a month-to-month basis. So luckily, when he got the initial loan paperwork that shows your loan estimate and all the money you're going to spend to get the house and your monthly payment, he kind of took a pause. He called me this morning. And I'm glad he did because, like, dude, we talked about this. This is what I told you. This is what I already showed you. But for some reason, when people get that loan paperwork, it makes it real for them for the first time. So hopefully he wakes up and realizes that, man, this house probably ain't it. We can find you another house. Because once everything's closed and everybody's made their money, that monthly payment is what you're going to have to deal with every month. I'll keep y'all posted if y'all want to know how it goes, but
shout out to the content creator because that's all great advice. That's all great advice. You got to know being cash poor, being house poor is the worst situation. I seen it in Atlanta when you walk into a house and they ain't got no damn furniture. The house looks great, but they never had money to actually put anything in the house of any significance. Imagine having a place and you can't really feel comfortable. Like you really don't live there and you don't catch a vibe. Like people come for your barbecue. You're like, damn, why the hell are we sleeping on cots out this piece? Oh no. But that's the way it is. It's always the need to impress somebody. Stop impressing these people. This is a season where people don't need to be impressed. And if you hold on to that, you will make some boku money. Don't let these people fool you. As it goes down, money is made, houses are bought, the deals are always when there is chaos, blood in the market, and it looks like hell is coming to freeze over. I'm telling you, that's when they make the biggest bread. That's when people make money.
You're buying a house, there's so many emotions that you go through.
Oh yeah, and then the emotional part. Oh my gosh, bro. Let's hit this last one.
I bought a house when I was 26 and fell immediately into poverty. Okay, when I lived with my parents, I was living my best luxury lifestyle. I went to South Korea, bought a 2,000 plane ticket, didn't even blink twice. I went shopping, luxury goods, all that. Was traveling, was just, I was living it up. I felt rich. I had no bills. And I had a full-time 9-to-5 job. I was working as a nurse, okay? I was killing it. I bought my own house. That first mortgage payment came in and I was like, oh, this is a situation. But at first you think you can handle it, right? Like, what's a couple thou? What's a couple thou? I got it. But then the pipes in my 80-year-old home broke immediately as soon as I bought the house.
Oh boy. Okay, slow down. 80-year-old home. Now I know some markets only have older homes. But if you're in a market and you can get a home that's at least newer than 1978, you avoid asbestos issues, which can be in your siding and being different parts of the house. You avoid that. Don't buy an old house as your first house. Don't let it be. I don't care. You see all these movies. Oh, we got an old house and we're going to fix it up. Listen, shit, unless you really know what you're doing, don't do that. Older homes cost more to maintain, a whole lot more to maintain. Buy something that's newer if you can. These builders are giving away stuff right now. They're giving incentives and bonus money and all kinds of crazy stuff because they want you to come on in. They're competing with the resale market. Remember I told you that buyers are in control right now? So don't focus on all of that. Please, 1978 or newer. And if you go older than that, because your market really doesn't have enough inventory that's newer inventory, I get it. But try to keep it as new as possible, because the older the home, the more you spend on it. And for her this being her first home, 80-year-old home, oh God, I'm an experienced investor, and I still would not have bought an 80-year-old home.
Then another pipe in a different area of the house broke. Okay, I'm struggling. Okay, I need help. Then my neighbor's pipe, it was a twin house, her pipe broke. And she didn't believe that her pipe broke, but her pipe broke on my side of the house. So all of that water that was coming down was spraying into my home. And then my water heater broke. When I tell y'all, I went from living in the lap of luxury to destitute immediately. Now, don't get me to fooling y'all, because it was worth it in the long run, because that house is now worth like 2 times what it was worth then. So I'm actually doing pretty good. But at the time, when I tell you I was struggling, I had to go.
Yo, doesn't she blow the whole argument out? Leon, you said don't buy those old houses. Look, she got 2 times as much. But she went through 2 times as much shit, dude. And the crazy part about it, that's a roll of the dice. You don't know that that's going to happen. It may appreciate. It may level out. It may not appreciate. You don't know. So if you're ready to roll the dice, go do it. Go do it. You like to gamble. You like to give money away. But I'm going to tell you, the house always wins. Some people don't get it.
My parents every other day for dinner, because your girl could not feed herself.
Ooh, and I like to eat. And I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. And I put this on. And I'm about to roll out. I'm doing this because I got fans over at Facebook. You know what they are? They chime into the stream while I'm streaming. My fans. The booty scratchers. I am out. And I look just like one of those protests. No, I'm more like Ice. I see you guys in the next video. Peace.